everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob, and in today's video we're talking about Apache web server running on Ubuntu Linux server. More specifically, the logging of Apache web server when it comes to a reverse proxy sitting in front of backend web servers. The reason I think that's important is because when you go through your logs, you're going to see all of the log entries and they're all going to appear as though they're coming from the same IP address. So I'm going to show you how to fix that, but I'm also going to show you how to omit certain entries such as health checks coming from that reverse proxy as well. And then we're going to move into custom logs because that's part of the other thing. When we omit certain entries from the log, it requires creating a custom log as well. So we're going to cover that. So let me go ahead and SSH into the server, and we're going to look at the log as it is before we change anything whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and navigate to the variable data files directory. So cd/var log and then Apache 2. Go ahead and do a directory listing. We are looking at other _vhost _access.log. And so you see at this point what is going on. We're logging, without a doubt. Look at all this stuff. We've got everything in here. The logs are there. And here's what I was talking about as far as the health checks go. See all of this? Look at all of this. Look at all this filler. We got to get rid of that. And we also have to fix the problem where everything is the same exact IP. So to do that, we want to enable the remote IP module. So we'll type in sudo. Unless you're already logged in as root, then you don't need to type in sudo. A2en for enable mod remote IP. Now it says that we need to restart Apache to activate this the new configuration. We're not going to do that yet because we still have a few more things to go. So the next step is creating a configuration file for the remote IP module. And that's going to be located in etc. So we'll go cd/etc or etc Apache 2, and I believe it is conf available. Sounds right. There we go. Okay, so we want to create a new file, and we want to name it remoteip.conf. So we're going to go sudo remoteip.conf. I meant nano. I use nano for my text editor. Whatever you use, go ahead and use that. Sudo nano remoteip.conf. Open this up. And we're going to type in 2 lines here. Remote IP header. And the header we're looking for is x forwarded for. So we'll go x-forwarded 4. And then down to the next line. Now here's where I ran into problems when I was trying to figure this out myself. What I was starting with was remote trusted proxy, and that's where you can type in the IP. So in my case it would be 10.1. What was it? Was it 21.3? That didn't work. Because if you are using RFC 1918 addresses, aka private IP addressing in your network, then the remote IP trusted proxy directive is not for you. You want to use remote IP internal proxy. And this, by the way, this is just telling it that this is the proxy that you are trusting. If you don't have this line, it's not going to work. So whatever the egress interface of your reverse proxy is, you want to put that IP here. Anyways, this is what we need. This is it. Remote IP header, X forwarded for, remote IP internal proxy. We're going to do Control X, at least that's how it works in Nano, and we want to save it. Okay. The next thing is we want to enable that configuration. So just like we enabled the module, sudo a2 enable mod remote IP, we're going to come down here and we're going to say sudo a2 enable, or en. What did I just do? Apparently I pressed something. All right. Sorry about that. Sudo a2 en conf remote IP. Boom. All right. So now we have enabled the module, the remote IP module. We created our configuration file, and we enabled that configuration. So the next step is to modify the Apache 2.conf file, because we need to change our log format. Because right now, even though we have the remote IP module enabled, it's still looking for that actual IP address in the layer 3 header. So in order to get there, we'll go cd space ... go back, and then here we go, Apache 2.conf. So we'll go sudo nano. I can't type for anything today for some reason. I don't know what the deal is here. But anyway, sudo nano apache 2.conf. And we want to page down until we come across log format. There are 3 places where this starts with %h. Right here, right here, and right here. We want to change that to A, %sign A, %sign A, and then up here, %sign A. There we go. Control X. We want to save it. Yes, we do. Press Y, enter, and there we go. Now, all we have to do is restart the Apache service. Let's go ahead and go sudo service Apache 2 restart. And let's just open up the website so we can get some log files building up here. We'll just click on this, Magic John Screen Protector, which, by the way, if you guys haven't tried the Magic John Screen Protector, you've got to try it, especially for iPhone. One of the best screen protectors I have ever used in my life. So you go to rmtechcentral.com/magic-john and check it out. Anyways, that should be good enough. I mean, we only need, well, bare minimum, 1 line of log here to prove that this is working. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we'll go back to cd/var/log/Apache2. Go nano other vhost access.log. Everything at the top is not the newest, it is the oldest. So to get all the way where we want to be, we want to page down all the way to the very end. And here we go. So, okay, so it looks like somebody else was already on there as well, since I changed that, because they're get tag, forgot Windows password. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so this right here, this was us when we went to the Magic John page. You see how now we have the actual IP address. we have the X forwarded for header being logged in Apache web server at this point. So that's all you have to do. Next, I want to get rid of all of this stuff that is this. All of this, these health checks. We don't want anything in this log that's coming from 10.1.21.3. And let me show you how to do that. So we'll go sudo a2 en mod set env if. It's probably already enabled. All right, so after that, we want to go back to etc Apache 2 and sudo nano apache 2.conf. I will put in a little note that just says no logging of reverse proxy health checks. Okay, and then set env if remote underscore address addr, and then quote. Now this is where you will put in whatever IP address it is that applies to you. In my case, it is 10.1.21.3. So instead of, like 10 dot whatever, we're going to put it in like this. And then is hyphen no log equals 1. And we're going to save this. And now we have to edit the virtual host. So maybe you're just using the default. You should really have a specific configuration file for your website. Maybe you have multiple websites. Whatever the case is, you're going to be able to find this in, and once again, we're in etc Apache 2. Go ahead and do another directory listing. We want to go to sites available. See what we got in here. So in my case, oh, you know what? So this is a demo server. This is an older revision. I've changed things since then. So there was a time when I was not going into sites available. In this case, with this demo server that I'm using, we have to go over to sites enabled. For you watching, you want to go into the configuration file for the virtual server of your website. You want to open that up in your text editor of choice. For me, it's rmtech.conf. We want to create a line that starts with custom log, and then in my case, I just want this to be in the default log directory. You can put anything you want in here. If you want to have it in a different directory, then you can replace this with whatever directory you want. But in my case, it's going to be in the default, which is that var log Apache 2. And I'm going to choose that the log file for this be rmtech_access.log. And then we'll put comment. And then we can't forget env equals exclamation point is hyphen no log. And then error log, I'm going to keep what it was. So just error.log in the default logging directory. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this in here. Apache log directory error.log. Let's exit out and save this configuration file. And I don't know if we have to restart the Apache 2 service, but let's go ahead and do it anyways just to be safe. Okay, so now if everything worked as planned, if we go back to the log, so cd var log Apache 2, we should have another log, and we do, rmtech_access.log as defined in this custom log line right here. So now that we have this, let's go and actually, you know what? Let me start from scratch. Let me remove everything in here, and then let me restart the service. Okay, and then let me go ahead and just be active on the site here for a second, just to get some logging going. I don't see anything from 10.1. What was it, 21.3, and I see the actual IP address of my computer. And there we go. Let me just open it back up once again to make sure that, yeah, I don't. There are no logs that have to do with the health check. So I think we're good. All right, there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll see ya.